They walked through the forest, heading to the stream. Due to it being late into the night, the surrounding had a more sinister appearance, hiding any number of mysteries under a black veil. Though they weren't able to see too deeply into the darkened area, even with their heightened senses, James still paid attention to any sounds that were made. It wasn't going to be as obvious as the wolf that made its presence known. Instead, there'd be a sound of leaves being gently crushed. Each of them was aware of this danger. The reason why they were able to behave in such a calm manner was due to their experiences as adventurers. It was also not their first time being in their current environment at night. It wasn't long before James soon heard the gentle flow of water. James thought the sound would be nice to listen to while laying down and trying to sleep. "Maybe we should have set up camp near here," James said with a smile. "I wouldn't mind listening to the sound of flowing water while I sleep." "Doesn't sound like a bad idea, if you don't mind the stream drowning out any sounds made by the monsters as they sneak up on you while you're sleeping." Kate laughed. "There's a reason why only new adventurers make that mistake once." James chuckled. Their group was fortunate enough to receive warnings from more experienced groups, alerting them that though it may be tempting to sleep near running water, it would likely be the last thing they did. "Makes me think how many mistakes that new adventurers make," James said. He thought back to when they'd enjoy relaxing in the lobby, and new adventurers would be coming through the portal. The adventurers would have a look of shock or embarrassment, depending on whether it was their first time getting killed or eaten. Unfortunately for those that weren't from the underground city, mistakes made by new adventurers were permanent. It was why, even though adventurers enjoyed teasing those that came through the portal after dying, adventurers would share their knowledge freely with those that were just starting out. The only way to know whether an adventurer was from the underground city was for them to walk through the portal. But there were plenty of adventurers, like them, who mainly stayed in the simulated environment. This made it difficult to distinguish between those that were from the real world and those who weren't. Reaching the small stream, James knelt down. James removed the gloves from his hands and placed them on the ground to his side. He set the spoon next to him and dipped the bowl into the water. The force of the water washed away the majority of the food. To get rid of the last of it, James used his hands to clean the bowl. The water felt cold, but not to the degree where you'd call it frigid. It's definitely the temperature that'd make you shiver and become alert in the shower after waking up, James said to the others. Maya nodded. "I prefer a nice, hot, and steamy bath, where I can just have the water cover my shoulders. Maybe some scented oils and rose petals added to the bath." "That sounds nice," Kate smiled dreamily. "Women do enjoy their baths," James laughed. James knew that if Maya were to get one of the nicer rooms at the guild, then the first thing she'd do would be to jump into the bathtub. It would be hours until she'd get out. "Maybe we can afford the higher floor rooms," James wondered to himself. There were some rooms that were catered to those on the other side of the portal, with a martyr that had access to the underground city, connecting to the rest of the network of cities controlled by Star and Moon.